Hello everybody, it is your local friendly therapist, and today I wanted to talk about something that I was asked yesterday, and it's a little bit more serious today. My heart and my mind has been thinking about this actually all night. I kind of wanted to really wrestle with this idea that what do we do for people when they are in quarantine or stuck with a stay-at-home order and they are around abusers or toxic people, family members, loved ones, that sort of situation, because that's a reality that many people are facing right now in this current really weird crisis thing that we are all going through right now universally. So first things first, I know that there's varying degrees of toxicity or relationships that are abusive. So if it's on the lighter end of it, because honestly, all of us, we have the potential to hurt people, and hurt people can hurt people. So if it's just on the end of it where you're just struggling with more emotional intensity in your relationship, maybe you're not communicating very well, I would encourage those people to seek out teletherapy services if they can, because I do believe in couples work. I do believe in the power of working on our own stuff when it is safe to do so and we are out of trauma and crisis mode. But for many of the people that I'm talking about in this video, I'm actually talking to people where maybe therapy isn't quite an option, and perhaps it's not even safe potentially to reach out to certain people. Maybe your abuser gets upset when you reach out to anybody outside of the home at this point. And again, there's going to be varying levels of intensity, but I would recommend first that if you are in imminent danger, please reach out to your local authorities or your local crisis centers. I know the Wichita Family Crisis Center or Harbor House would be two places to call here locally, because although their current housing might be shut down in different capacities, typically they'll still be able to put you up into a hotel. So if that's an option, definitely take that if you are in imminent danger, because your safety is number one priority. It really is. It matters, you and your kiddos, if there's kiddos involved, or if you are an adult child or an older teen child experiencing abuse, or vice versa. If you're an elderly person experiencing abuse, there are other places too that will take you in, even if it's not abuse given from your partner. So if it's imminent danger, if it's physical or severe emotional abuse, please take advantage of that and call your resources. There's also a lot of different options for chatting online as well, and just kind of reaching different communities, and those services are still available during this time. So if that's a safe thing for you to do, please contact those persons, because they're going to have more direct local resources that you can take advantage of, and give you direct guidance depending on your current situation. It's really hard for me to give general advice since I don't know exactly what the situation is. So again, I think what we do know is that we cannot control trauma that happens to us in the form of people being abusive or toxic, right? We can't actually control and predict and do different things to make sure that other people don't treat us poorly. But what we can do is we can really focus on the secondary trauma piece, and seeing that if I had one little nugget to give to people right now that are experiencing this without knowing any of the context, it would be to give yourself a lot of grace if you're experiencing this type of abuse, and grace in how you perceive yourself, and ensuring that you don't make the meaning about your inherent worth when another person treats you poorly. Because this isn't about your worth. This is not about how smart you are. This is not about how pretty you are. This is not about how wealthy you are, your gender, race, SES, any of that, because this could happen to any person. And so my hope for you is you give yourself grace, not only in the sense that you don't make it about your worth, but that you also give yourself grace that maybe right now isn't the time to fix all of your relational problems, or to be, this superhero and stand up and do all these different things and create more independence, especially if that's dangerous for you right now, right? If you have to be in this environment with this person and you don't have your normal resources or outlets to get away. To give yourself grace and permission to let yourself go through these weeks without having to fix everything, change it. And I think if you can hold on to different parts of your self-worth by maybe journaling, if it's not safe to say things out loud, if you can journal and maybe, get rid of that after the fact, or even in your mind, making sure you're saying words that are important and validate your worth and that your feelings matter, all of those things add up. And so even something as simple as creating a list every day of things you are proud of yourself for and building up your own self-respect and self-esteem right now, because usually if we're around toxic people, the last thing that we have or that we're really building up and working on is our self-esteem and our self-respect. But that's what's in our control. The secondary ways that we respond to trauma, that's the only thing that is in our control if we are experiencing abuse by loved ones. Again, I think each situation is going to call for different actions depending on the type of abuse and the situation you're in and which loved one is giving out this type of abuse, and the severity of it. Again, if it's urgent, please reach out to your local authorities. I know this period of time is really tough for a lot of people. If teletherapy is an option, or if getting involved in therapy after this is an option, I highly encourage it, especially with somebody who's trained to work with family systems and couples, as they can help you heal and process this time. And maybe even just stuff that's kind of been put on the back burner, but was extra highlighted right now during this season of quarantine. I hope all of you stay well. If you have specific questions, please don't hesitate to email me. Again, it's hard to give general advice, and this is not replacing therapeutic advice. I'm just giving you thoughts from a therapist after thinking on this, after hearing this question last night, you really just kind of thinking about this, that essentially the one word I have for you is grace. I hope you can give yourself grace and not make this about your inherent worth. I hope all is well. Be kind to yourselves, take care of yourselves, and we will chat next time.